This is Weather Prognosticator and Meteorologist Chad Merrill from the Hagerstown Town and Country Almanac, and we have our first Mid-Atlantic snowstorm. And this time, it's not out in the mountains or along Interstate 81, but it is east of the mountains where we typically see the hot, humid air in the summertime. We have a coastal low that is moving up the coast, and I am in Gaithersburg, Maryland, where we picked up about 4 to 5 inches of snow. It's on the trees, and snow has ended. Where it has not finished yet is in Federalsburg, Maryland. We have our own Chris Smith, who is tracking the winter storm along the eastern shore. And can you tell me what's going on right now and how much snow you have seen so far?
Great. So I'm actually in Bethany Beach, Delaware. I've been sending you some updates out of Federalsburg, Maryland. I think there they have about 6 inches. We're right on the coast. So we have about 2 right now. We had some rain, and now this slushy mix has frozen, and we have lots of snow coming down now and blowing snow. So I would say in the past 2 hours, it's really deteriorated down here with the snow-covered roads, and the accumulation has really ramped up. So we had a little break, and now it looks like we're starting to get some of those bigger flakes again, and it's really a stiff north wind down here. So it's hard to turn around or even face the other direction without getting smacked in the face. But looks like we finally got rid of all the sleet for sure. So have about 2 inches here and a few more to go, I would say.
Yeah, and you know what? That's about your normal seasonal total for the entire year, all in one storm along the eastern shore there.
Right.
And you know what, Chris? Looking at some of those snowfall totals on the radar, Washington, D.C. coming in very close to 10 inches of snow. And that's about 3 inches shy of the average seasonal snow in Washington, D.C. So this is definitely an epic storm for the nation's capital. And, of course, a big storm for the eastern shore. And it looks like there's some blowing going on there. So the snow is probably a dry, powdery snow, or transitioning to that where you are.
Yeah, I would say that the blowing snow has ramped up rapidly, and the winds are probably gusting 30 to 35 right here, but at the coast about a mile away, I'm sure it's worse. So it's definitely blowing and getting pretty bad here.
Yeah, and the winds will continue to be an issue through this evening, but what's going to happen after we get past sunset is the storm will quickly exit off the coast, and the winds will diminish. We'll have clear skies, and any of that slush that you see on the roadway is actually going to form what's called black ice, and that will be the case where you are in Delaware all the way back to the western edge of the snow, which is basically just east of the Blue Ridge Mountains. So we'll see some refreezing tonight, it looks like. Now, this isn't
for sure.
This is not the only storm, folks, that we are going to see. Winter is just beginning across the mid-Atlantic because we are in what's called an Alaska ridge regime, where a trough is digged into the east. It's that cold air that you saw during the Seattle Seahawks game a couple of weeks ago, and that cold weather has transitioned to the east. Now, we're not going to stay well below normal every day throughout the rest of the month, but there is a Pacific storm in the water vapor imagery that's going to track across the country this week. And this particular storm will likely track along I-95. So that means those of you out along 81 in the mountains of western Maryland, you're going to get peppered by this next storm, probably late Thursday into the early part of Saturday. And this particular pattern will be with us likely through the end of January. So we're going to make up for the snow we did not see in December in the ski resorts that had to shut down recently across the mid-Atlantic because of the warm weather and, of course, the rain, are going to be opening and should have fresh packed powder here in the next week or so, because we are not done with this pattern yet until the end of the month. But this is the first storm in the pattern change, and as you can see from Chris's video there, along the eastern shore, take it easy if you have to drive this afternoon and tonight. Now, one thing to mention too is the snow is not going to all melt tomorrow, even though we'll have sunshine. We will have that refreezing issue again tomorrow night, most likely. But it does appear, Chris, that temperatures will warm up by Wednesday there, so that'll melt some of your snowfall. But now, if I look back on the video there's a little bit of snow in the trees. Is that correct?
What was that?
There's some snow in the trees where you are?
Yeah, it looks like it's getting caked on the trees. It's a lot of pine trees, so the backside, the side that's facing the north, they're getting snow covered now. Yeah.
Yeah, same here in Gaithersburg. And the wind that we'll have late this afternoon through early this evening could cause a few power outages because of the weight of the snow on the trees.
Yeah.
But fortunately, that should be just a...
Yeah, we're seeing some big gusts now.
Yeah, so
We're getting some big gusts down here.
there will definitely be an increase in power outages along the eastern shore for a time late this afternoon and early this evening. But as the wind dies off tonight, power companies will be able to restore power, and things are looking bright there late tonight and then tomorrow. So that is an update here from the Hagerstown Town and Country Almanack on this first mid-Atlantic storm. We indicated in our last weather briefing that January 2nd through the 6th was the best opportunity within the last 2 weeks for snow in the mid-Atlantic. We initially thought that the western part of the mid-Atlantic would cash in on the most snow, but of course it's along the eastern shore and I-95 today. But again, that is going to change later this week. So all of the followers that we have along the I-81 corridor and points west who are a little disappointed today, you will be relishing in about 6 to 10 inches of snow come later this week with that second storm that's coming in from the north and west. And I think you are an avid skier, Chris, too. So I'm sure you're looking forward to the snow coming up this month.
I'm excited.